followed by the invocation with our police chief, Travis Thompson. Sheila? This started.
All right, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for the opportunity to gather here tonight to conduct the business of the city. We thank you for protecting us from the storm. We pray for those that are out there in it, that you watch over them as it passes through. We thank you for the retirees that are on the agenda tonight. We thank you for their service to this community, and we pray your blessing upon their next adventure. We also thank you for the new hires that are on the agenda tonight, Lord, and the journey that they start tonight with the city of Winchester. It's in your son's name we pray.
Amen. Please be seated. There are a few extra seats, guys, up here on the front if anybody wants to sit down. So I will officially call the meeting to order. And we are going to do this a little bit differently tonight. We are going to go to personnel. If you'll turn to those on item 6. And we're going to do those first. We have 20 personnel items. And so we're going to take those up and first, and then we'll go back on the schedule as soon as they're concluded. So let's look. Item 6, hang on, guys. Okay. Clerk?
An order granting longevity salary increases to certain personnel.
Is there a motion? Motion by Commissioner Strode, second by Commissioner Cox. Any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by a like sign? Motion carries. Item 6B.
An order employing Jeff Stivers to fill the position of part-time building inspector.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Toole. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Chenault. Any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by a like sign? Motion carries. Item 6C.
An order employing Wesley Conway to fill the position of police officer 3.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Toole. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Strode. Any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by a like sign? Chief, I think you want me to stop here a second, let you make an introduction.
I'll be super quick. I know we got a long agenda, but I want to introduce you to the commission. This is Wes Conway,
Hey, Wes.
retired from the city of Lexington, highly decorated, brings a lot to our department. Going to take Jitsi, be our K-9 patrol officer.
Great.
Super excited. So, Joe, you good? You said you were going to vote no.
He did it. It was unanimous.
Did he push your arm?
It was unanimous. Welcome aboard, Wes. I'm glad, so glad to have you. Thank you. Take good care of Jency. All right, item 6D.
An order employing Braden Southwood to fill the position of firefighter 1 EMT-B.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Chenault. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Cox. Any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by a like sign? Motion carries. Item 6E.
An order employing Maddox Olds to fill the position of firefighter 1 EMT-B.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Toole. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Strode. Any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by a like sign? Motion carries. Item 6F.
An order employing Lucas Daniels to fill the position of firefighter 1 EMT-B.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Cox. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Chenault. Any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by a like sign? Motion carries. Item 6G.
An order employing Jack Gross to fill the position of firefighter 1 EMT-B.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Toole, second by Commissioner Chenault. Any discussion? All in favor? Yes?
Yes.
Any opposed by a like sign? Motion carries. Sorry, I was reading something. Okay. Item 6H.
An order employing Jarrett Witt to fill the position of firefighter 1 EMT-B.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Toole. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Strode. Any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by a like sign? Motion carries. Item 6I.
An order employing Joseph Willing Jr. to fill the position of firefighter 1 EMT-B.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Chenault. Is there discussion? Is there a second?
I'm second it.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by like sign? Motion carries. Let me, 1 second. Item 6J.
An order employing Tyler Arthur to fill the position of firefighter 1.
Is there a motion? Motion by Commissioner Strode. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Chenault. Any discussion? All in favor, aye. Any opposed by like sign? Motion carries. Item 6K.
An order employing Devontae Poindexter to fill the position of firefighter 1.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Toole. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Chenault. Any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by like sign? Motion carries. Item 6L.
An order reclassifying McKenna Downs from part-time patient transfer to full-time single-role EMTB.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Chenault. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Strode. Any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by like sign? Motion carries. Item 6M.
An order reclassifying Travis Sturgill from full-time single-role paramedic to firefighter 1 paramedic.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Toole. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Cox. Any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by like sign? Motion carries. Item 6N.
An order employing Connor Lorette as communications officer 1.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Chenault. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Toole. Any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by like sign? Motion carries. Item 6O.
We're
We're going to defer
deferring.
that.
Oh, yes, I just saw that over here. We're going to defer that, take that off there. Okay, item 6P.
An order accepting the resignation of firefighter 3 Robert Delaney.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Toole. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Strode. Any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by like sign? Motion carries. Item 6Q.
An order accepting the retirement of Fire Battalion Chief Gregory Bell.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Toole. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Chenault. Any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by like sign? Motion carries. Item 6R.
An order accepting the retirement of Fire Battalion Chief Jason Keller.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Strode. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Toole. Any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by like sign? Motion carries. Item 6S.
An order accepting the retirement of firefighter 3 EMTB Christopher Crockett.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Cox, second by Commissioner Toole. Any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by like sign? Motion carries. Item 6T.
An order accepting the retirement of Fire Chief Christopher Whiteley.
I'm not sure I'm going to call for a motion. You sure, Chief? All in favor, forget the motion. This tears me up, I'm sorry. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Cox. Is there a second?
Yes, with regret.
Second by Commissioner Strode with regret. All in favor?
Before we vote, okay?
We've got a motion on the floor. Go ahead.
Well, there's discussion, you know.
Go.
Chief, we haven't all always agreed on everything, but let me be the first to stand up and watch this.
Okay, we have a first and a second, right? All in favor, aye. Aye, regretfully. Chief, I want to say the same thing to you. You've brought so much to this city. Over the time, you have changed the fire department for the better. You have been on a positive train the whole time. You have planned a 5-year out plan that it just doesn't happen. You've put your heart and soul into this, and you will be sorely missed. And I want you to know that. Okay, did we vote on that?
Yes.
I don't like this. Okay. Madam Clerk, we're going to go back now to our presentation, and that will be this evening from Ms. Sheila Fry, L8 Market Development Specialist, and she's going to catch us up with what's going on with L8 and some exciting things that are about to happen in downtown. Sheila?
Thank you very much.
Mayor,
I do have this.
picture of the new house.
Newspapers here, but
Did you want to get it?
Yeah.
Let's get a picture of it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Chief, I apologize. Yeah, well, we definitely want to get a picture.
Picture of the new hires.
Yeah, let's get a picture of the new hires and.
Bring them back here.
Here.
Bring them back.
With
Nick.
Nick,
I know-
with
I know-
Briggs and Whiteley.
I know that one's a new hire.
Yeah, real quick, just so you know, we had 8 new hires, non-official, non-fire academy recruits start August 3rd of 2026. Due to the inclement weather, we started making phone calls to try to keep them from traversing during this inclement weather. 3 of them were too close and they weren't going to stop. So they're here. This is Devontae Poindexter, Jack Gross, Tyler Arthur. I think you guys are going to be really proud of the group that's going to go to this academy. They're going to make you proud and they won't let you down. So here's.
Let's get them with you and Chief Riggs. We'll do a photo.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
There you go. Thank you, Chief. All right, let's go back to Ms. Fry. Better known as
Sorry,
Sheila.
Thank you all for having me. Just wanted to let everyone know that on 8/1, LA1 will be celebrating their 100th year. We will start off the evening at 5 p.m. at our post office. That was the original factory location of G.L. Wainscott back in 1902. So I have been working diligently with Kentucky Historical Society for the past 3 years in getting this marker made. And we will do the unveiling at 5 p.m. And we will have one small surprise there, but we will have programs when everyone arrives. And from that point, we will then make our way down to the courthouse. That should probably take about 30 minutes, and then we will arrive at the courthouse. And that is where we will plan to have our party until 9 p.m. So 5 o'clock to 9 o'clock, we will have food trucks. We'll have things for kids. We will have live music. And we are bringing our LA store downtown. So it should be all things LA1. And it is something that we have never done, to my knowledge, in the history of the company here. So we're excited to bring this downtown, and from what we are hearing, it's going to be a big night. So just like to invite everyone to come and look for me. We'll be having different things. We'll have several surprises. And I wish I could say, but if you'll come, you'll see what we're going to do. So thank you all so much for having me and allowing LA1 to do this, because I personally know, this being my hometown, if it wasn't for you all and your participation and helping us along the way, we would not be able to have this event. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much.
Well, as you know, to all of us sitting up here, you are the face of LA.
Yes, you definitely are.
You have been, not just lately, you have been for years.
Yes.
And it's greatly appreciated what you do, and you are a go-to. And we plan to, hopefully all and everybody that's here, come and celebrate with LA for 100 years. And we wish you well. Several of us in the room have been on the committee, and we've enjoyed meeting with you all and discussing all that. So let's go look forward to August 1.
I'm ready for it.
Anyone on the
Thank you
commission?
for the comments.
Anyone have a comment, question?
Washing machine. I know it's a tall order.
That is a tall order. We have discussed it, but I'm not sure where that's.
Fair enough.
We will have a lot of our hometown regeneration will have their trailer out, and they may possibly have something there.
Sure.
But we've tried to not compete with our local restaurants. I've actually myself walked Main Street up and down, meeting with the restaurant owners Now they are going to be involved even more, staying open late and supporting the community again and having LA Fun specials, and it's just gonna be a big day. So I'm really excited about it.
And when you mentioned the L8 store, you're actually using a storefront, I think, on Main Street where people can actually come in and shop?
It has been moved to the Macadam.
Oh, you moved it to
Yeah.
Macadam, okay.
That, I think, just happened. In order to bring it closer into this circle, we felt like it would be a better fit if it was moved a little closer. So he had availability, so.
Gotcha.
If you notice when you leave, it might be too dark, but we have already started the signage.
Good. Won't be long till August 1st.
Big year, definitely.
Okay, anything else? Okay, thank you, Sheila.
Thank you.
Sheila, I had the work camp here a couple of weeks ago, and the kids all left addicted to LA.
Oh, good, good.
And I think they went to Kroger's and Walmart and purchased every LA shell.
Well, good, yes. Well, we believe in, my job is community support, and, like Mayor said, I will help you if you ever need anything, and please do not hesitate to contact me.
Unfortunately, we don't. That's the problem.
We don't hesitate.
That's right.
We got you on speed dial, girl. So,
Well, thank you all very much.
and thank you for staying in the hall with us during the tornado warning and
That's totally not.
add a little spice to your night, so.
Great.
We had the police and the fire surrounding you, so.
Okay, thank
Okay,
you all.
thanks, hon. Thanks for being here. Okay, item 3, resolutions. We have 3, and I'll let Diana go through these. They will be read by title only, and we will vote on each one as we go along.
A resolution of the City of Winchester, Kentucky, authorizing the completion and filing of a state Homeland Security Grant Program application for up to $210,000 in grant program funds with the Kentucky Department of Homeland Security, KYDHS.
Is there a motion? Motion by Commissioners Cox, second by Commissioner Toole. Any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by a like sign? Motion carries. 3B.
A resolution of the City of Winchester, Kentucky, authorizing the completion and filing of a state Homeland Security Grant Program application for up to $16,488 in grant program funds with the Kentucky Department of Homeland Security, KYDHS.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Chenault. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Strode. Any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by a like sign? Motion carries. 3C.
A resolution of the City of Winchester, Kentucky, authorizing the completion and filing of a state Homeland Security Grant Program application for up to $14,500 in grant program funds with the Kentucky Department of Homeland Security, KYDHS.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Toole. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Cox. Any further discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by a like sign? Motion carries. We will now go to item 4, ordinance. We'll let Diana read that in just a second. This is the first reading again. This is not the second reading. It is the first reading since we've made some changes. We have to go back to first reading. Diana, you want to read that? And then I will ask Mr. Dykeman to take it from here.
Okay. This is a summary of the ordinance. An ordinance promoting health in the requirement of certification of recovery residences, providing housing for individuals in recovery from substance use. A certified copy of this ordinance can be viewed in the city clerk's office at 32 Wall Street. I hereby certify that the foregoing is an accurate summary of the attached ordinance. William A. Dykeman.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Toole. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Strode. Any discussion? Okay, we'll stop here, and Chief, would you get me the sheet off the podium, please? Mr. Dykeman?
Yes,
Thank you.
Okay.
as you know,
Sorry.
your package, this ordinance from last time we did it has been substantially revised. And I thought it would be appropriate to
explain the basis of this revision. What it amounts to is that there's two different approaches by the Kentucky General Assembly. This is one, articles in 222, 500 is another. At the risk of sounding like a law seminar on statutory construction, I'd like to tell you just a little bit about how we came to it. In statutory construction, the two most salient points are the most recent and the most specific. We started with 184. It was enacted in July of 1994. So it is the oldest that we will deal with. And I'll just point out a couple of things. To start out with, I guess I think it's not easy. Yeah. Residential care facilities for persons with disabilities. And then I know that here in the city, we've got people who this has to do with this, by the way, is found in the chapter on planning and zoning. So it's important to know that this is the oldest ordinance that we're going to consider, and it has to do with planning and zoning. And it says that only regular land use categories should be required for the operation of a residential care facility in the city. So no conditional use permits can use that. If you remember, our ordinance has some involvement of the residential conditional use permit. The second one, Jesse, is the companion ordinance. And this was actually the first in number, but it was, if you can see, it was amended in March of 2015. It says, as used here, and it's important to look at 1984 that we just did, it covers several disabilities. You can read them yourself, but none of them say alcohol. And as I said a minute ago, you'll notice that it does not include convicted felons or misdemeanors on probation, parole, receiving supervision, rehabilitation services as a result of a prior conviction. We know that in this city, our courts refer people to recovery residents for that purpose. That is, they are not disabled by virtue of this statute. Again, this is part of what is found under planning and zoning. The note it says that the illegal use of alcohol or any controlled substance. Persons with disability does not include the illegal use of alcohol. I'm not sure what illegal use of alcohol means, other than somebody that's underage or prohibited by probation or parole, but they're already not included in this ordinance. That's important because this ordinance is what, if you look back to 1984 when we started, that is the one that prohibits, because along with this, that prohibits the use of the administrative hearing board or planning commission to not use zoning restrictions. The next slide, yes, please. These are the definitions that are in the current one. This became law in May of 2024. So under the test of how you interpret statutes that address the same issue, this is the most recent. And you'll see that it says certifying organization and what they are. And under the, any other organization that develops or administers professional certification programs, you can read it yourself, that is recognized and approved by the academy. That is what this whole chapter goes on to do. It makes the requirements for certification, and that makes them a certified organization. So the recovery residents, that what we were faced with was that this is the most present definition. This is the current definition of the new law. It is more specific than the definition of disabled persons. So this is what we've done. You'll see in the work, we combined the two. We put the previous chapter from 100. These, by the way, under the auspices of chapter 222 is Kentucky Alcohol and Other Drug Abuse Prevention, Intervention, and Treatment Law. So it's very specific. Again, more specific, more current. So this is the one that we used, but we felt like in reviewing the ordinance that we should include some of the language of chapter 184. So that is what we did. And Rob has worked with us along with several others. We've met several times with interested parties in the city. Have all helped as far as giving us suggestions. We tell them the ordinance that we're doing now. Robert, if you don't mind, you'll see that rather than use conditional use prohibitions, we've used zoning, zoning, and use the use conditional use prohibition only in looking at what Rob would refer to them under the law that allows that. So, I'll sit down for now.
Yeah. So just to echo some of the items that you guys stated, so chapter 100 of the by statute, that is where we find most of the information concerning land use and zoning within the state of Kentucky. So our zoning ordinances, our comprehensive plans, they're all basically based on KRS chapter 100. And so we looked at that on a daily basis in the planning world, and so we wanted to make sure that this ordinance would adhere to those regulations as well. And so that's what we did. And also, to state, any calls that we have received in the past concerning these residential care centers, the ordinance, if you look at the ordinance, it was originally drafted for facilities that house individuals that have disabilities, and they could take care of themselves. And so whatever the handicap is, maybe they didn't have the family or the friends that take care of them, so there was housing that was available for these individuals, and they want to be able to protect that so that anywhere residential is permitted, these individuals can live. And so what has happened over the last probably 10 to 15 years is it's morphed into not just housing for individuals with disabilities and handicaps, where there's usually employees on site 24/7 taking care of them. Now there's been facilities opening up that are housing individuals that are recovering from substance abuse. And that's a real need in every community. It's real. We all have probably individuals in our lives that we've met that are loved ones that are important to us that have suffered from substance abuse. And so this is a need not just for our community, but for others. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to make sure that there's sensible regulations in place so that these individuals can have the housing that's needed and the support system that's needed, but also that we're not completely changing our single-family zoning districts, that we're having some protection for the density of our single-family zones. Because if multiple homes were to open out in a single-family zoning district that house 10, 12, or more individuals, well, we're changing the density of that neighborhood. And so we want to have some protection for those individuals that are in these single-family areas. Do you have any questions for me with some of the statutes that were given? I can talk here all day.
Commission,
But,
questions for Rob or Mr. Dykeman?
So in the ordinance, you'll see the red text is, so there's red and blue text. And the red was kind of the first round of additions, and the blue is more or less our second round of additions. And so we met with individuals that are in this room, and made sure they had eyes on the paper early so that they can tell us what their thoughts were, and we made some corrections and some changes, cross outs because of those meetings that we've had. And so we're trying to approach this as fair as we can, as best as we can, so that we can have something that is needed in our community, but also make sure that there's sensible regulations in place, and that we try our best to follow those.
Okay, thank you. Did anyone sign up to speak? I'm going to let you speak.
Unless the others.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Mike Palmer.
My name is Mike Palmer. I own Better Days Sober Living, located at 231, 233 Oxford Drive, here in Winchester. I know I've been down here 3 times before and had some objections, but I want to thank everybody involved. I can accept this and live with it. And I think it will be for the betterment of anybody in recovery. This is actually, it's probably going to take a little time for all the bugs are worked out, all the bad actors are gone, but this is a good move for the city of Winchester. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your support.
Thank you.
Okay, Tish Shoop.
Just Mr. Rowe, I think I'm just gonna ask a request. I mentioned this the last time, 3 times ago. I'm not against an ordinance. I'm against the way this ordinance is done. There's a lot of misunderstanding about what the definition of a residential recovery home is, whether it's transitional, whether it's a shelter, whether it's a boarding house, whether it's a rehab. And they all come with different rules and different regulations. My biggest fear, and I said the last time, was a fair housing violation. So I would actually request the city to have the city manager have this ordinance reviewed by the Kentucky Fair Housing Council, let them provide written comments on whatever fair housing issues they may or may not see. They may come back and say, hey, I think it's good. Now, they can't guarantee. They say that it's good, this is whatever, and they're not giving you a legal, but they will give you their best, their comments on their experience and what they see in the ordinance.
Okay.
So I would like to see y'all do that.
Okay, any questions?
I can share a reflection.
Okay, sure.
And by no means am I clearly the city attorney, so to be clear by that. But I tried to take as much due diligence to review ours, and I did print out Richmond's as well. And there were a few large differences, and I'll just go ahead and point them out. One of them being the reporting of any said individuals being checked in with any active warrants or being classified as a sex abuser. So, thank you. Thank you. So just in my exploration of this, because I also as a realtor, so I find this to be an important topic. One way to look at it was that this was not necessarily going to be a violation of your privacy rights. Again, not an attorney, because this information would not be reported to anyone outside of the police department and whomever does the reporting and the entity that's housing the person. It also would not be, for any reasoning short of those 2 specifics, any discrimination towards giving them the housing, and it's technically not any retaliation against them as well. Again, in the most basic of words, as I am a realtor and not an attorney. But I did think that was important. You know, as an elected official, we can all feel different ways about governance and how things should be done. But in the end, our top priority is the safety and health and wellness of our community and public safety and public health. And so with the tracking of whomever might have warrants, with the mattress covers, there was one other large thing, the able to enter the premises for any appropriate reasons during business hours. I found that to be appropriate because this is a business of sorts. And so if you were a landlord, you would have within your contract whatever terms it would be to be able to enter the premises. So while that's a wide open 9 to 5, I think it's been drawn out. It's been identified that this is how it would happen if it did happen. And then the one thing, the fourth item that Richmond did not include in their ordinance, and as the town that I continuously feel like we're referred to as, you know, the end of the parkway where people get dropped off. In this ordinance, we offer a ride to leave, to go to their address, which can be taken or not. But I think it was just little differences like that I saw the importance of trying to develop this a little bit more to be a tool to use, an ordinance to use in our community to keep not only the citizens and the individual in recovery and those within that situation safe and healthy, but everyone outside of it as well. So I appreciate your due diligence as well. It's a hard cover-all topic to write a bunch of things on, and I hope and I know that as this unfolds, and as Mr. Palmer stated, that ideally we will come back and make revisions as needed.
Are you opposed to having it reviewed?
I'm not opposed to that at all. That was just my findings. No, I think anyone's.
The bar, you know.
Yeah, I don't.
We've got another reading on it, but I mean, like the sex offender thing, that's state law, you know. I don't, if they come back and say, you can't have this in here, it takes away any bit of legitimacy they have because they're going against state law, you know, that says you can't have, or a sex offender cannot live within 100 yards of schools and parks and daycare centers or things like that, you know.
So correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Biden. The fair housing laws are federal.
Well, they are federal, but the state under the Kentucky Civil Rights Act has basically adopted those. And by the way, Kentucky exempts alcohol dependency as a disabled person, unlike ADA, federal aid. I'll be specifically in the federal courts that rule on Kentucky law. I found that to be valid and exercise of state's authority. So they're not disabled. And so if you're not disabled, then fair housing becomes a question.
So can we at least get some comments from fair housing?
Whatever that would be passed to.
What I'd like to do, Tish, is go ahead and get something passed so we have something. And then we can go ahead and do some of these other things. And we're not, I don't think anybody up here is opposed to tweaking where we need to tweak or changing or whatever, but this is our third attempt to try to get something, and pretty soon it's gonna be, we're gonna have nothing. And I think every one of us sitting here wants to see something that we can do to protect families and those that are affected as well. So I'm gonna ask for a roll call vote, and then if that passes, then it's passed, and then we can talk to Mr. Dykeman about fair housing and some of those things. Is that fair?
Yeah, we have gotten some positive things from people too, Tish, that think this is good.
We've gotten letters.
Yeah, so.
Jean, you want to say something?
I'm good.
Jean Deathridge?
Mayor, Council, my name is Gene Bethridge. I serve as the president of the Kentucky Recovery Housing Networks Advisory Board during the construction of KRS 222-500 through 222-510. At the time of passage, the latter part of the statute provides a specific carve-out for local governments to be able to enforce the statute as written. Goes directly at the request of the executive director of Kentucky League of Cities, Mr. J.D. Chaney, who was a champion of the statute. And it was ran by Representative Huber and then minorly amended by Representative Bratcher in the following year. And that purpose was specifically crafted to provide an out specifically for local governments to not have to contest with or deal too particularly with issues like zoning and with trying to have to define which aspects of disability apply or do not disapply, because it created a unified certification standard for the state that all recovery residences in the state would have to follow, other than Oxford House, which would be exempt, and you definitely don't want to get into it with them. However, so I presently serve as the advocacy chair for the National Alliance of Recovery Residences. I was elected by them about a year and a half ago at their annual conference. And so I've had the opportunity to go to Washington a couple times. I'll be returning to actually meet with the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration at the end of next month, because they're forming a task force to crack down on Medicaid fraud in recovery housing. And that was the source of the greatest deal of malfeasance when it came to recovery residences. They weren't actually recovery residences. It was primarily people who were licensed to provide outpatient treatment and then were inappropriately, for Medicaid regulations, inducing people to utilize their available services by offering housing as a free incentive. But the cabinet now is, well, the federal government is starting to crack down on all of that. However, based on the description provided here tonight, and not even in my role with who I work for, but those other roles that I mentioned, just as an expert in this particular topic, I would advise you not to move forward with this ordinance as passed, or as written currently. 1998, City of Clemens versus Oxford House is the primary foundational piece of the legal text, which does clearly, per the Supreme Court, recognize individuals seeking recovery who choose to live together that are in remission as both being able to enjoy the same qualification as any other single family, as well as, by virtue of their shared disability, that's what gives them that enjoyment. There is a fairly recent, I believe it was a circuit court case that Gorsuch ruled on shortly before he took the bench with the Supreme Court. It is still an open question if you can place an occupancy cap. It hasn't seen a lot of traction, but with the specific issue and the specific legal mechanism that you're attempting to use, I personally, on my computer safe at home, I have federal case documentation where municipalities have lost those cases, oftentimes having to endure the financial hardship of those things income. And I say that not to advocate one way or another, but just to have to be here tonight. I wanted to give you my personal expertise on the matter.
Thank you. Mr. Dykeman, what do you advise, sir?
I think it's going to.
You think it's okay?
Yes, I do.
Okay. All right, I'm going to ask them.
And I'm not an attorney.
I'm going to ask the city clerk, the deputy city clerk, to do a roll call vote. We do have a first and a second on the floor.
But this is just the first reading of the ordinance. Okay.
But Commissioner Cox, you wanted to do a vote tonight, correct?
I thought everyone did.
Yeah, I think we do.
How it was coming out in the hall, that
Yeah.
we're going to
All right,
vote on this tonight, so, yeah.
let's go, man.
Commissioner Chenault,
Oh, no.
Commissioner Strode,
Yes.
Mayor Reed,
Yes.
Commissioner Cox,
Yes.
Commissioner Tool,
Yes.
Okay, motion carries 4-1. Thank you. Thank you, everyone who made comments. Let's go back to the agenda. Item 5, orders general, A, B, and C. Madam Clerk?
An order approving an agreement between the City of Winchester, Kentucky and the Bluegrass Area Development District, BGADD.
Is there a motion? Motion by Commissioner Strode. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Chenault. Any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by like sign? Motion carries. Item 5B.
An order amending order number 2026-053, an order approving and accepting a bid for the Fifth Street Stream Restoration Project to Circle G Excavating LLC for $96,700, change order number 1.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Chenault. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Toole. Any discussion?
I do want to say, all those monies are all covered under grant funds. There's no cost to the city, so in that.
It's a great project, and that's super to have it funded. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by like sign? Motion carries. 5C.
An order appointing Chad Abner to the Winchester Clark County Recreational, Tourist, and Convention Commission for a 3-year term, hotel motel slot, first term.
And I will make that motion. Is there a second?
Gladly second.
Second by Commissioner Strode. Any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by like sign? Motion carries. Now we'll go back, and I've got so many papers up here. Let's go. We do have one person who'd like to speak in public comment, and that's Miss Joanne Anderson-Berg from Arlington Avenue. And come on up. Sorry you had to sit so long, but
Okay, thanks for having me and listening to me babble for a while. I do live on Arlington Road.
Could I have your specific address?
124.
124. Okay, thank you.
And I am excited that Fulton Road goes to bypass now. Because I've been away from Winchester for a while, and Lexington Avenue has really been bogged down. Who would have ever thought there was a traffic jam on Lexington Avenue when I was growing up here? But what I'd like to request is to consideration be given for an always stop at the corner of Fulton and Arlington Road, to try to attempt for the traffic to slow down. Because it isn't, they're not going 25 miles an hour. They're at least going 30 or over. And it's dangerous when you're trying to pull out of Arlington Road, going to the left, because we also have an individual that I know everyone is aware of is parking cars on both sides of the street there on Fulton. So we are blinded by the cars that are parked there and us trying to take a left-hand turn. The other thing is that I would like to also request for consideration to be given to no parking signs, either on this side or this side of Fulton Road. Reason being there is because when two cars are coming in the opposite direction and that individual has the cars parked directly on the street, not in the grassy areas, the traffic goes down to a one-lane road. And I've had to myself back up the individual coming from the bypass on Fulton. So all I'm asking is just for consideration.
And I think all of us have been in the same thing. I've tried to go through there in a little teeny space before, just almost like this.
Yes.
We know it's a problem. I'm going to ask Chief Thompson to get with you and to evaluate the situation and see what we can do to make it better. It was on the administrative hearing board last night, and there's more action been taken in that area also.
Yes, I understand, and I'm very thankful. Because when I go out my back door, I get to see just cars.
Right.
Our practice has always been before, especially in stop signs, that we send a letter to everybody within a specific area, maybe 300 yards, to how do you feel about this? Do you want to make comment on it? You know, And I mean, I will admit, I've gone down there maybe faster than
Surely not.
25 miles an hour, but tell the chief.
Okay, I won't. And if you're behind me, you're probably getting really ticked off because I go about 20. And if you ride in my back, I stay on the stops, the four-way stops for a little while.
Well, sometimes I'm going down there at 5:30 in the morning too, so, you know.
And we will look at that. We've all been talking about it already, even before you made call me. And
I appreciate you
it's,
bringing that call.
well, you're welcome. You're welcome. And you're here from San Diego?
Yes, I
Is that right? Yeah, but that's your property and it needs to be respected.
Yeah.
So we will take a good hard look at it. Chief's on it. Chief, anything? Would you like to?
Yeah, Joanne and I had about a 30-minute conversation.
He called me last
He-
night.
And I want her to hear me tell you all this. I don't have collision data to tell you that it's a danger through there, but with the Fulton Road extension and opening of that, it is an increased problem. And I would be in support of the three-way stop sign there at Arlington. Those are good ways to slow people down. And I explained to Joanne, people are gonna start running the stop sign if we go that route. But those are, that's easier for my guys to address and gals than it is to address the speeding issue. And I explained to her at the administrative hearing board last night, they're gonna impose some significant fines if those cars aren't cleaned up by August 17th, so she knows that.
August 17th.
By next month.
Yeah, they're gonna start doing $100 a day if they're not cleaned up.
Per car?
No,
That'd be good, Commissioner.
good idea.
Mr. Dykeman, is there any reason we can't vote on the stop sign tonight with the chief's recommendation?
And just to be clear, I briefly talked to the city manager about this today, but I have not talked to Brian, but.
We need to, let's let Brian weigh in on it before we do it. I think we're okay.
Okay.
But,
It needs to be taken care of sooner than
We
later.
can always send letters out to everybody
Okay.
affected within 300 yards or 500 yards.
Yeah, and I've spoken with a few of the neighbors around on Arlington, and like,
Well, it's a real issue.
you know, yeah.
Well, thanks for coming to
It's a
the
real
city meetings
issue.
while you're in town.
Well,
Clearly care.
This isn't the first time you've been concerned about that, so we talk often.
Yeah.
Just to add to that, Mayor, there is an expense to doing this, so it's something that that's why we need to. consult
Sure,
with
well, Brian figured out.
Yeah.
There may be some timing there that we need to work on, or there may be a reason that we can't do this that Brian tells us about. So there's gotta be certain things,
Okay.
you know.
But it's gotta be fixed.
I can tell you the law, but I can't tell you the street and road regulations, so that's why we got
See, if you put up a three-way stop sign, can you put a camera up on both?
potentially.
But it's not so much about running a stop sign as it is about the traffic on the road, right? I mean, just to ask.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Just moving traffic and there's no way to get through there and,
Yeah.
yeah.
Slow it down and,
As you can see, we're all agreeable to
Yeah.
taking.
We can put up a camera, but we can't write a ticket
Not on the camera.
off a camera,
Yeah.
you know.
yeah.
But-
And I did know that on Lindbergh, that's behind it.
Mhm.
There is a sign there that says no parking fire lane. I don't know if Fulton is considered a fire lane for the fire trucks when there's an emergency or not. But maybe a sign like that could go up on one side of the street.
So let these folks get together and come up with the best solution, and I promise you, we're all right there with you.
Thank you very
Okay.
much. Greatly
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, I don't see anything else on my paper that we need to address tonight. We've already had closed session, we've already had our comments, and I will now take a motion to adjourn. Motion by Commissioner Cox, is there a second? Commissioner Chenault, any further discussion? Everyone have a great evening, stay safe, and God bless. We are adjourned.
Is that okay?
When you share it, can you share it with the state?
Yeah.
Okay, good night. I'll say another one, I'll say it.